So this is kind of like a new thing for us here on BNN. Typically, it's just a one-on-one, but we've been partnering up with First Attachment Nutrition recently, and so we've had some interesting and exciting things coming in the near future. But Mr. Thomas or Tom DuPont, it was courteous enough to join us as our co-host for this. We're going to be having Jared Keys on in just a second to recap his competitive season and as well as the Warrior Classic in the Classic Physique. So Tom, welcome. You want to just run us through who you are, what you do, where you're from?
Yeah, thanks for having me on here for this. My name's Tom DuPont. I've been competing for about 5 years. I got picked up by First Attachment, so I'm working with those guys now. And I did my first national show in December, which was a good starting point. We're going to do better next time.
Yeah. So I see 16th. So like, what was your feeling on that placing? What was your feeling on that package you brought?
I think what happened really was in the morning, I feel like I looked way better, but they hold you back there it was 6 hours before we hit the stage.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to do. And that was just my, I don't want to say ignorance, but lack of experience in that situation.
So what's the right answer? What should you have done?
Well, I still don't know. I would have been in more contact with my coach, and then he could have maybe looked at me a little bit more. I'm assuming I could have sent him more pictures. Yeah, it's hard back there because they're always saying, "Okay, let's go." Mm-hmm. But it's just hurry up and wait, just like military.
Right. No, I feel you, man. I haven't been to the NPC or national level, but for even my small little shows, like you start pumping up and then they tell you still got 40 minutes. Yeah. I remember my very last show, the tan lady grabbed me and pulled me over to the tan spot to like touch up some stuff. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be getting on soon. And then the MC actually came down and dragged me back in line. So like I couldn't even pump up again. I'm like, this is crazy. But
that seems to be where all the issues happen. It's just right backstage. But I don't know. I get it. There's a lot of people.
You'd think they'd be able to figure it out after all these years, but
you would think.
I don't know. What else? So you talked about your competitive history a little bit. You talked about your sponsor, but what else?
Yeah, so I signed on with Patrick Tour. He's my coach now.
Oh, wow.
So
cool.
I'm excited about that just because I asked him when my next show was going to be, and he'll tell me when I'm ready. So
that's cool.
I'm confident that when I do compete again, it's going to be, next level compared to what I was.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it.
Well, cool. Any idea of like, going to stay in the off season, put on some size, or does he just kind of want to get to know your body some more?
I think it's a combination of both because we're playing around with a lot of different stuff right now. And it's my off season. So I'm definitely trying to grow at the same time, but he's definitely changed some things, quicker than usual to see how my body would respond. And I think he is just trying to learn my body right now.
That's cool. You think that's really important for new guys coming up is to find a coach and stick with a coach and, build that chemistry?
I think it's huge. Yeah, it really is. It's one of those things. And you have to build that chemistry with a coach. And a coach for one person might not be good for another person. Like if you're needy, for example, like I'm needy around prep time. You want that coach who's going to be able to support you and be okay with that, not get annoyed and will take the time to answer your questions. But if you don't need that, a different coach might be good for you.
Okay. Not to dig too personal, but you did mention you just got with Patrick Tour. Are there some like telltale signs that might have helped you decide to make that change?
No, because my coach before, I can't complain at all. I love him. It's great. It's Justin Harris. He's a great coach.
Yeah.
I just know kind of my dream was to have a coach like Patrick, and he didn't even respond to my emails, for 2 years. And then this year he finally did. So there's no way I'm just going to, not take that opportunity. And Justin was cool with that. Me and Justin are on good terms. I work with him in First Attachment. He's a great coach. Mm-hmm. He's one of the smartest guys I know when it comes to this stuff. The guy's, a genius.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still very fresh to the brand. And I just I heard about it, through people as I brought him on the channel, Doug Fouché, Jared Keys, and then online, military guy. I've always been kind of looking for that perfect fit, you start with Redcon 1 and you're like, this isn't it. And then I kind of bounced around for a while. And then it just stuck. And then, not even a week later, we're up and running. So
yeah, it's what I love about it. It's one, they work really hard. They know what they're doing, and it's good stuff. I mean, the supplements, everything's third party tested. Everything's right on the label, and it's exactly what it says it is, and it works. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not just marketing to make it look cool to buy your stuff. It's actually supplements that work.
And they have the super cool video breakdowns on the actual products.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up for you guys real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. But I don't think I've ever seen something like that before, where somebody has a detailed breakdown of the video of what's in the product, why it's in the product, why there's this much. Like, I think it's just such a cool thought.
And that's what's great about Justin, is that stuff just isn't thrown in these supplements to be thrown in there. There's a purpose for every single thing in there, and Justin can explain to you why, and that's what he does in those videos.
Yeah, absolutely. What else? So you talked about military a little bit.
Yeah, I was in the Air Force active duty for my 4-year enlistment, and then I got out and I became a cop, and I became a SWAT cop, and then I went to sniper school, and now I work for the government.
Sniper school. Wow.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was fun. It was my dream.
Yeah. Yeah. What? How long was that?
It was only a week. It's police sniping, so it's a lot different than military.
Okay.
With police sniping, it's a lot closer range, and we're trying to hit a target to put their lights out. So you save a hostage, for example. We're in the military; they tend to go a lot farther range just to kind of take people out of the fight.
Yeah. Okay. What did you do in the Air Force?
Just admin. It was nothing worth talking about.
Okay. Yeah. I do IT, so it's not anything glamorous, but it pays the bills. Yeah, they need it. Luckily, I'm actually going through, on top of coming into first attachment nutrition. I'm going through. I haven't really talked about on the channel, so I guess this is breaking news for all the fans. But I'm actually out processing out of active duty because I got offered a job at a microchip company to be their pretty much their IT director for the West Coast branch.
That's great, man.
Yeah, so I'm really excited with that.
Yeah. It's a good feeling when you get that out processing. It's kind of a big weight off your shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I have I think it's almost like 3.5 months worth of leave built up. So I'm just gonna be able to pocket that for a few months terminal leave while I'm also getting paid a lot more than what the Army was. So
that's great.
It'll be nice. It's gonna be real nice. I'm gonna work on. I was hoping I was gonna get a signing bonus so I could go out and buy a bunch of suits, but that's okay. I'm gonna go pick up one tonight, and we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm just terrified. If I get too big, then it's like wasting all that money.
Dude, let me tell you, buying a suit is not fun for me.
Oh my god, yeah, you're massive.
It's not fun.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever get that big, but when I'm around normal plebeians, I'm one of the biggest guys in the gym, so I take that. I do go at 2 a.m., so there's only 3 guys there, but hey, statistics are statistics. No, but. Yeah, it is a good feeling. What kind of gym do you go to?
It's a fitness center. There was the gym I used to go to, a warehouse gym. I can't go there anymore. That's another story.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
But the gym, I found a home at this gym in Vermont. It's called Synergy, and I know the owner. It's great there. He sponsors me. It's just a really good kind of. It's not real cliquey, and everybody gets along. It's just nice. Everybody supports each other. It's a good place to be.
Vermont. How did you get to Vermont?
I met my ex-wife in the military, and she was from here, and I was from right outside of Philadelphia, and I wanted to be a cop, so I'd rather be here where people just act like they're tough and they're not.
Right.
Where you get shot at every day.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
So yeah, we're here, and now my kids are here, so that's where I'm staying.
Okay. How many kids you got?
2.
Okay.
Yeah,
boy and a girl?
Yeah, boy and girl.
Nice. The perfect balance.
It worked out very well.
Yeah. Oh man. Did you want to have a boy or a girl first?
I wanted the boy first. That was a funny story. I remember during the ultrasound that, they were doing the sex of the baby. Okay. And I yelled like, yeah, it was totally uncalled for.
Yeah.
But it's just a response.
Right. He's like, you just rooting for it the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Me and my wife have been joking for a while now. But we just don't, I just feel like there's so much more life to live. There's so many like things to do. We're just outside San Francisco at Camp Park. So there's just so many different like there's Yosemite and all those different like massive state parks. And she really likes state parks. I don't like walking. I don't like cardio. So it's kind of a tough one, but
I get it, man.
Yeah. And I'm like 240 right now and not a good 240. So it would really kick my butt.
Yeah.
but yeah, it's okay.
I don't know. It's one of those things. I don't think there's ever like a right time. You know what I mean? You just make it work. There's positives and negatives on, whether waiting or you don't.
I think it's how it always works out for people. Yeah. Just like one of my coworkers, she does admin kind of like what you used to do. And she just got pregnant, just like, oh, I guess I'm pregnant. And she told me like, yeah, I found out and I went in the bathroom and I cried and then I came back out and I talked to the guy and it was good. I'm like, interesting.
Yeah, we planned it for sure.
Yeah.
A little bit different.
Yeah. So you were a sniper in the cops, and then I think you said you're doing Homeland Security. Yeah,
so they don't want us talking a lot about it, so I just try to kind of keep it safe. But I work for the federal government now. It's just it's more like an intel type job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow.
It allows me to bodybuild, allows me to see my kids. It's a good job.
Mm-hmm. I'm super stoked about this new job. I'm going to go from, you never know how many days you're going to work on active duty status or hours, right?
Yeah, or where they're going to send you.
That's a big one. I've been really lucky to, not get stuck in the sand anywhere. So, it's a blessing and a curse. Especially in the Army, we have our sleeves. So I got that slick sleeve and it is what it is, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But with this new job, they're giving me 3 days work from home and then 3 days working at the office. So
that's nice.
I'm pretty stoked. So I've noticed I've liked being able to cook all my meals on the spot instead of having like 3 days worth of chicken. Cause like, I don't know if it's just me, but like once you get to that third day of meals, like it starts to either it's a little tough or it's just a little funky.
Yeah. Dude, I totally agree with you. I work from home now too. I have to go in 1 day a week, but working from home is great in the sense that you're right. I can just cook food as I need it. You know what I mean? It's just so much better because you're right. You get down to that, third, fourth day on some chicken. It's a little iffy.
Yeah. Hashtag
well, it's not too bad anymore, especially off season with eating so much. I'm going through it pretty quick anyway now. But you start getting, when you're not pushing food as hard, it starts going bad sitting in there.
What does a day like you look like for food? Like how much do you eat like within a day?
It's not. I don't think it's too crazy. I guess because I'm used to it, but I'm around 700 carbs. Oh, there he is.
Jared.
What's up, man?
How's it going? What's up, Tom?
Pretty good, dude. I saw your show results, man. That was good shit. You look awesome.
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Man.
Sorry about that.
What's that?
Oh no, you can curse. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't know if Google will catch it or not.
Okay.
I don't think I'm big enough. You guys are. You're big enough, but well, shoot, man. Jared, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. I actually just got back from the gym, so.
Oh heck yeah! So you did legs yesterday. So what was today?
So I actually did. I did legs yesterday. You're right. I did do legs yesterday.
Hey man, I know my people.
He knows better than you.
But of course, I had to follow up with arms today.
Okay, so you do a whole day just for arms?
Yeah. I do at least 1 day a week just for arms. We'll sneak some delts in there a little bit, so get shoulders in there too.
Have you noticed that like benefit you directly by working that arm like really isolated?
Significantly. Oh my God.
Really?
Yes.
I'll have to write that down.
Patrick gave me an.
So like my biggest weakness has always been my arms. I have very, very long limbs. I can touch my knees, while I'm standing. So yeah, crazy. But with that being said, that's always held my physique back. And I think that's what held me back earlier in the season. But we were able to add a lot of size going into these shows.
Yeah. I don't really want to dig into it too crazy right off the bat, but like, I put together quite a few collages of like your transformation through this year. And I think people are going to be surprised because you have those really nice lines and those nice proportions, that beautiful flow with your physique as it just transitions through your shots. You have that, but I think a lot of people don't notice the small little minutia things. And I actually have photos where it's like split in half. So it's one show here and one show here. And because you hold your poses so perfectly, it's a perfect transition. I can just slide it.
That's crazy, man. I'm excited to see that. Thank you.
Yeah. But you talked about training. So I can't remember, what does your training split look like? And then I'll ask Tom as well.
Yeah. So my training split for this season was pretty much, try to remember exactly what it was. I would do arms on Monday or the first day of the week, arms, do push, back, then off. And then it would be either some type of push pull and then legs. So I was doing 1 leg day a week. And I was prioritizing push and pull about twice a week, arms about twice a week as well.
Okay. So I've heard that you don't want to have your pulls right next to your legs. Is that something that you guys both do, or is it kind of dependent?
I would say it definitely depends,
Tom?
I think just my opinion is people want these kind of solid answers of, what exactly to do.
Yeah. And
everybody's body responds differently. You know what I mean? I think when it comes to building muscle, you really got to figure out what works for you. There's not going to be that, 4 sets of 10 every time, push, pull legs. You got to find what works for you.
Right. And I'm nowhere near the caliber of you fellas, but I've noticed that my legs build a lot quicker. And then I'm able to see the lines, which is weird because you think you wouldn't see a lot of lines in the legs quickly, but that's like the first thing besides my feet and hands that get vascular. So
in that aspect, I'm the same way. My legs are the first thing to do anything.
Okay.
And then everything else kind of comes up.
Yeah, even when I'm 270, I got veins in my legs. I don't understand it because everything else is horrendous.
That's because you're a freak, Tom. You're a freak, man.
Vascular and veiny at 270. That's
nuts.
Yeah, just I don't understand it. And people ask me what I do, and I have no idea. I was just born. I got lucky, I guess, with that one.
Right. Yeah, some people, I don't know if it's like a thick skin, thin skin, or maybe I'm just fat, but definitely it's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Well, shoot,
my
man.
forearms are like that. Like you can always see veins in my forearms, no matter what the body fat percentage is.
Yeah.
Really? I would say probably like my cephalic vein, the bicep vein. You can always see that one, but like the freaky stuff comes out. Once you start getting a little closer to the show.
Yeah.
Start getting the ab veins crawling up. Yeah,
that's right.
Man. I've never, I don't, unless I'm like 2 weeks out from a show, I don't see any veins in my arms. It's just not. Yeah, I suck. I probably need to get a real coach and figure it out.
Now, I have a theory. As far as vascularity, I do feel that as your muscles grow and mature, that they need to be fed more nutrients, so that therefore the veins would get larger. Okay. I don't know if that's true, but that's my theory.
From what I've done a basic amount of research, but I think he's absolutely right. The blood, you need more oxygen, you need more nutrients, things like that. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more tissue to feed.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, you're bigger, so
yeah.
I will say, my bicep vein, you can see it when I was in, middle school, high school. That would be my one flex. I could show everybody my vein. But it's gotten bigger. It's gotten bigger, and it's got some little feeders going into it now.
I was a kid in the background staring at you. Oh, that jerk!
All those muscles. Oh man. So what's the plan, Jared? What are we doing now? So I think last time we talked, you said you're doing 2 more shows. You've done the 2 shows. What the people want to know? What's the plan?
People want to know. Man, I'm gonna say it like this. So, I'm taking my health in the forefront for this this career. I'm really, really young, so I want to do this for as long as I can. With that being said, I got blood work that's coming back on Monday, so I want to see how that looks. If everything looks good, then we'll keep going. If not, we take some time off and come back when we can.
Yeah, I mean, after 3rd place.
Yeah, 3rd place.
After
fuck yeah, man.
7th. 9th and then 3rd?
Yes, sir.
I know my numbers, man. I know my people.
You're on point.
I got a notepad. It's cheating. No, actually, this is I actually I have the bikini notes up. So yeah.
Bikini. Oh, see, I can't speak on that.
Is there something I don't know about? What's happening?
Well, I have like if you look at the descriptions of any of my videos, like it's pretty in depth. It's the scorecards, it's their placings, it's all their Instagram tags, like the NPC News Online website, so you can look at the photos yourself. Like I try to give them like all the resources, so like you can literally follow along with me if you want to when I do videos. So
that's beautiful.
I think I did like 4 different videos yesterday, like all the research side, so getting all the notes, the photos, the photo collages together. So I've got a lot of stuff to do today, but I wanted to hop on and knock this out first. But that's cool, Jared. You know, you're gonna see what it looks like.
Thank you.
So if all looks well, and you know the family and the baby and everyone's happy with what's going on, what would be hypothetically a good show for you to hop into next?
Ooh, so yeah, right to the point. I'm gonna say it like this. There's a few shows that are definitely on my radar. We've got the Battle of Texas, that's August, and then we've got the Savannah Pro, Lynn Murray show. I love Linda Murray. I love to support Linda, so I would love to do that show. You know, if it's in the cards, to be able to do that one as well.
Okay, so maybe a little bit of an off season, just a small one, and then come back.
I would say so. Like,
yeah,
like matter of like maybe a month off season, if you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Just enough to make you suffer more.
That's right.
Okay. Once those lines start to go away and you're like, oh, okay, I can do it one more time.
That's right. One thing that I've realized, you know, like we said, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but you know, I've been very, very able, and I'm very lucky, I'm blessed to be able to grow, you know, in prep, to be able to grow at a low body fat percentage. So, you know, just a quick, you know, recap. Last time I competed before this season was the Junior USA's, where I turned pro. And I put on about 9 pounds of stage weight, you know, in between those shows. I've only got about 6 pounds of stage weight left before I max out the classic physique cap. Wow. So we don't have very much time left, if you will.
That's crazy to think that you're already like at that upper limit of weight.
Yeah, so I fought as hard as I possibly could. I wanted to see how low could I get my weight, and 179 was my lowest weight this year. So that's 6 pounds under.
Wow. What does somebody do once they hit that weight cap?
To be completely honest with you, you know, I'm trying to learn from, you know, the best that are doing it themselves. But, you know, you see guys like Breon, you know, I feel like that's essentially what happens to us if we're not, you know, we reach the highest level that we can. And then, you know, we have to make a decision, you know, are we going to move up? Are we going to, you know, kind of fight for that same, you know, type of placings that we're getting? You know, what's it going to be? And I'll tell it like this, once I've reached my potential in classic physique, we will go up to 212 whenever that happens.
Oh, I like that.
You know it, Tom. You know it.
Okay. What would a successful classic physique career look like if you're, you know, hitting your cap?
For me, I would say, you know, no question, qualifying for the Olympia. I would say, you know, it gets tricky, you know, once you get to the Olympia. So, you know, if I'm fortunate enough to make Olympia, the next step for me would be to see if we can crack that top 15, you know, crack that top 10 and so on and so forth. And I'll say it like this, a year or two after, you know, our placings kind of get stagnant, that's where I would say, okay, it's time to make that move.
Yep.
You know?
Okay.
But who knows?
Sure.
Who knows?
So
we might be able to get, you know, in the top 5, might be able to, you know, win it one day, maybe, you know, but with that being said, I'm gonna give it my all. And then once it seems more realistic for me to move up, we'll do that.
And Tom, you're open?
Yeah, I'm open.
Open, baby.
That's a super.
Yeah, a super. Jeez. Well, yeah, 270.
Yeah, well, my stage, or I weighed in at like 229 though. So by the time I got on stage, I was still one of the smaller supers. But I've always wanted to be a super, so I don't want to be a heavy. So I don't care if I'm small or not. I want to do what I want to do. I'll just make sure I'm bigger this year.
There you go. Yeah, and we don't. You and your coach, we don't really know what the plan is yet. So people are gonna have to be like biting their fingernails until you make that announcement.
It's my TikTok's kind of blowing up, and everybody's been asking me, and my goal is I just want to be nutty. So I'm gonna do whatever the coach says and just.
You know, your face did look familiar, so I bet you I have seen you on TikTok, because right when you hopped on, I was like, seen this guy before.
Hope it was a good hope I saw this guy.
I'm sure I hearted it. I'll check my hearts.
I uninstalled TikTok. Jared, actually.
I'm trying to be more productive.
I had a question for Jared. We kind of skipped over it. I was just curious, like, as a pro, like, let me bring it back. As an amateur, I'm just looking to progress every time I compete, whether that be one placing or 5. You know what I mean? Is that where you are too at the pro level? Like, is that your goal every time, just to be better, or do you want to be like, I need to go from like 10th to 1st type thing? Like, are you satisfied if you just get better?
Yes, Tom, I definitely agree with that. Especially being a pro now. That's the biggest thing for me. Every time I step on stage, I want people to see that I put in the work, that I look better than the last time. So even if it's minute, or if it's, even if it's, it could be, okay, I noticed he's a little bit leaner this time, or it could be, holy shit, what did he do these last, few weeks? Either way, as long as I can prove that I brought a better physique, that's what matters to me, especially as a pro. I think, as a classic pro, you need to be on the stage as much as possible. I don't think that, it's really advantageous for you to waste time not competing.
Mm-hmm. I get that. Yeah. I'm the same way. I have to take time so I get bigger. But during that time, I'm like chomping at the bit to just, start prepping again and get on stage.
I'll say it like this, man. I mean, I definitely needed to take that 6 months or that, however long it was from May until December before I started my prep. I needed that. I absolutely needed that in order to be able to be at the level that I'm at now. But like we kind of talked about before, I'm scared, if I take 6 more months off, it might not be classic anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. I like what you said, Tom, there. And I think it feeds really good into this question. So, Jared, when you placed, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you placed 9th at, was it Charlotte?
It was Houston.
Houston. See, I told you to have my notes up. Did you get any feedback from your judges or from your team that helped you clinch that 3rd place finish at your next show?
I would say absolutely. I mean, right off the bat. So Bill I don't want to say his name wrong. Bill Siblia. I want to say his name right, but I don't want to say it wrong. Bill S. He ran. He walked up to me because he had recognized my face from Boston. He came right up to me and he said, in Houston, that my conditioning was 10 times better than Boston. He said that we came fuller, that we came, overall better. And he was really, really proud of what we were able to accomplish in that about 5 weeks. But what he said that we needed to work on was that I just needed to come in fuller overall. I needed more size. He even said that I could work on my legs a little bit, which was a little bit different than the feedback that I got, prior. Mostly my feedback was, bring a bigger upper body, bring a bigger upper body, bring an upper body. But what I could see, what Bill explained to me in Houston was, these guys are big, man. Like, they got big legs, they got big arms. Like, there's no points that are lacking. There's absolutely no weak points on these. So I used that information going into the Warrior Classic. And, I hadn't been training legs like crazy. So, after Houston, we ate a little bit. I came in on Monday and I absolutely smashed quads. We trained it really, really hard. Trained legs as hard as we could to bring in that tiny bit more fullness in our quads and the legs and the hamstrings, even from the sides. And then also overall, just kind of hit everything. So I kind of did a more modified split there where I took less time to rest, knowing that, I was going to not train hard, that last week going into the Warrior Classic. So that week before peak week, hit everything really, really hard, really high volume, just gave it everything I had, in order to try to bring that fullness a little bit more. And I think it was very, very instrumental in my placing for Warrior Classic.
Mm.
I'm noticing that too, as I progressed in competing. And I kind of fell into that trap when I was new, where the training kind of changes as the calories go.
Oh, sure,
like, even though you're weak and tired, you got to keep that mindset. You got to train like you normally do. And I've seen a huge difference.
Bingo. I totally agree with that. I think where people don't progress as much in prep is where they get tired. It's where they get to that point where they just can't lock in anymore. And I think we all hit that point. I hit that point multiple times this prep.
Yeah. It's almost, at least for me, it was almost an excuse for me to not train as hard because I thought that was kind of what I was supposed to do. And then I'm learning, no. You need to push.
You need to push hard. I totally agree with that, Tom. I totally agree with that. It got to that point where I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, do you want to place out of the top 5 again? Is this how you want to end your season right now? Is this how you want to do it? And I just said, we got to pull something out. We got to pull something out.
Well, it worked out well, man. That's awesome.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
I'm looking forward. We got to get, when we do that Virginia Beach trip, you got to go. We'll change the legs.
Dude, I'm so excited to see you guys, man.
Yeah, we're going to have
Okay. You guys doing a meetup then?
Yeah. First attachment, man. All the guys come down. They're going to come down. I'm very fortunate enough to already live basically here, but some of the guys are going to come down and we're going to have a good time, train, get some content done, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Jess is going to come down. It'll be a good time.
Jess too. Yeah.
I don't think they're going to fly me out there.
Who knows?
Yeah. We'll see. Oh, Tom jumped in. Okay, keep going. Keep nodding my head.
I got a question for you, man.
Yeah, what's up?
You're absolutely killing it on TikTok. You are absolutely killing it on TikTok.
Yep.
I don't know how, dude. I just keep it real. I guess they like it.
But that's kind of brings me to my question. I just wanted to ask, man, like, I guess you're still trying to figure it out, but what is your key to success with TikTok? I feel like it's been a hard transition for me from Instagram to TikTok.
So I did the very first video that kind of went off was a transition video. Right. And, it took out of shape, like cop drinking Tom to, competitive bodybuilder. So like, it was just very dramatic. So I think it caught a lot of people's attention. And honestly, dude, it was that one video and I had, I think like 20,000 followers in, I'm going to say like a week. And I'm not exaggerating. It was fast. And then, ever since then, people would recognize me a little bit here and there. And then I kind of just tried to do a lot of different videos. I try to do informative ones. I try to do funny ones. I try to do thirsty ones. I just try to, just mix it up to show personality.
That's where I saw you.
Yeah, there you go. I just try to show my personality and show the bodybuilders, like, we're not just egotistical meatheads. We are kind. We do want to help people. And it's just our sport. We just look like freaks.
That's right. I like that.
I think most of us, we really are compassionate people. At least the ones that succeed are compassionate people.
The one video that went off the most, it's crazy. It has like 1.2 million views. And all it is I was practicing posing and there was a guy in my gym and he was a little, I don't think he's very good socially, but he just kept asking me about how I get tan. So I was explaining to him Melanotan as I'm trying to pose. So I posted it and I'm like, all right, guys, you have to be patient. People look up to you. You have to be kind, like, just be nice. And I guess people, because we are stereotyped, I guess that they didn't expect to see that. So I got a lot of positive feedback.
And I love that. I really do like that a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess that's like the cop side of me too, because I mean, I might look like a convict, but I actually do like to help people.
That's nice, bro. That's really nice, man.
Isn't that like the story is like the meatheads always get profiled as being like the bad guy?
Man,
yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
I mean, even Jared, you're big enough,
I think it's anytime you're not average, to be honest. I think anytime you stick out just a little bit, people are going to look at you differently.
That's right. One thing that, I realized, I'm not even quite as big as Tom. With that being said, even before I got to this level size, when I was, starting to crack the national level and things like that, I realized that, I had to carry myself a different way in public. In that, I had to have a big smile. When I saw the little old lady walking across the street, I had to, wave her. I had to be the first one to wave, raise my eyebrows and show her, hey, like, I'm not going to mug you, I'm just. But it's almost you're good, bro. You're good. I was just saying, it's almost like our responsibility to, kind of put ourselves out there as that positive, out. We have to go out of our way to be outgoing,
Yeah. And anytime you stick out, especially, just to look good for the sport, we're ambassadors no matter what level we are, I feel anyway. And I just don't want that stigma to continue. Like, I love this stuff and I want other people to love it, not think that we're just, these monsters that are not good people.
Man, I like that a lot too, Tom. There's a reason we're good people, man. There's a reason why, and we talked about it, we touched on it briefly. There's a reason why you make it to a certain level, in social media, you make it to a certain level and, the social media aspect obviously is, it's not the same exact thing as competing on the stage. We compete on the stage because we love that aspect and because we work freaking hard, man. We want it, we're willing to do what other people aren't willing to do. But even further, we're putting ourselves out there on the social media, and we're trying to, create these communities. We're trying to create, like people say, we're trying to create our brand, so it's just so very, very important for us to be outgoing and to do different things like that. Like I said, I'm inspired by your TikToks and everything, man, because you transcended the mainstream essentially, that's
how it happened.
That's awesome, bro.
I just love this stuff. I wanted my entire life, to be around bodybuilding. I love it. I love everything about it. Like the suffering, all of it.
Right.
So I want to do as good as I can for the sport, I guess you'd say.
Yes, sir.
So,
see it, man. We see it.
It's coming.
That's what I don't know. That's what I love about First Attachment. Like everybody, they're just like a bunch of good people. Like we all have the same goals. Everybody supports each other. There's none of those like, look at me, I'm better than all of you. Like we have Olympians, you know what I mean? And everybody is great. I love it.
And I'll say the same thing. I'm definitely honored to be a part of the group. I'm definitely honored to be with you guys, man. I always say, I'm just the baby pro, man. I'm just trying to, get out there, and learn from you guys too, man. You guys have been doing it. So I'm saying,
I think that's what's going to be really good about Virginia, dude, is when we all get together. Like I can learn from, the Gymshark girl who's first day at the gym. And
that's right.
You know what I mean? I feel like I can learn from anybody. So when we get all of us together, I feel like it can only help all of us.
I think so,
so I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. I'm looking forward to meeting all you guys, man. Meeting Jeff, everybody. Yeah. It'll be a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, we had a good time in Michigan, and that was only like 4 or 5 of us, so it's going to be ridiculous in Virginia.
Wow.
See, you guys start stereotyping me and you boot me. That's messed up.
It was not at all like that. The internet was not like, oh man, these meatheads, get them out of here.
We're back.
Everybody got kicked but me, so obviously, I'm the not muscle man.
Hey, Saunch, I'm gonna pause you right there, man. No more of that negative self-talk.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. I'm terrible about it. Yeah.
You're a great dude, man. You're a great dude. You're getting with this. I'll say it like this. When we all started, kind of got to the point where we wanted to take it seriously, it was a long, long, long way coming, man. I was 17 years old. I was 140 pounds, man. Like,
yeah.
So, what I'm saying? Wherever you start, it's okay, because the thing is, you have the passion in you to take it to wherever you want to take it to. So I just wanted to say that, son. You're a good dude, man. I don't want to hear nothing.
Yeah.
That negative.
I do think of it this way. No matter how much I work out, I'll never get as tall as you.
That's right. Damn right.
I don't know if that's a blessing, but my wife really appreciates it because I can get the stuff at the top shelf. So yeah, no, I appreciate that, Jared. Yeah, it is what it is, but it's definitely something I struggle with. So for sure.
And I do the same thing, though. I'll be looking at, the top guys, the Olympians. Mm-hmm. You got to understand, I'm very, very competitive. So after I was getting those placings that, we weren't super happy about, because I still had improvements to make. There was a little bit of negative self-talk, it was a little bit of, looking in the mirror, saying things I shouldn't be saying. But the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, we have to know that we're more than capable of accomplishing what it is that we want to accomplish, realistically speaking, Yeah. What you can accomplish, you know better than I do, better than Tom for yourself, better than anyone for yourself what you can accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I mean, I'll be 2 days out and look in the mirror and hate myself, dude. So it's a double-edged sword, because I think that's the same thing that drives us to never be satisfied and always do better. But it's also, you're never satisfied and you always want to do better. So
yeah,
it's tough. I don't know.
But that's the thing, we got a strong community of guys too, where, I could, maybe tell you how I feel and we could talk about it, or you could tell me how you feel, we can talk about it, That's one thing I love about our sport, in our industry, is that, we're growing to the point where, mental health is important, it's important. As a friend, I can tell you, come on, man, like, stop all that.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Cool.
I've had a little bit of TikTok stuff about mental health and, depression and dealing with all that stuff. And it's huge. And I think the more that we can talk about it, it's only going to help people. That we don't have to, be embarrassed to talk about that stuff anymore. From mental health to, sexual side effects. I think it's important that we can talk about this stuff openly so we can all help each other out, and it just makes it better for everyone.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, there's no more secrets. We don't have to rely on, before my time, but we don't have to rely on magazines and, what the guy said in the locker room. There's like actual information, and people are willing to talk about, all the aspects of bodybuilding. Yeah.
Yeah. You never actually understand how much is involved in this way of life until you live it. I mean, it's way more than going to the gym and eating chicken and rice. Yeah.
Yeah. My wife definitely doesn't get the long gym sessions. She doesn't understand it. I'm broken. I've got a torn hamstring and a torn labrum. So it's like, it takes me a while to warm up. So
yeah, for sure.
Well, I think they're torn. The doctor said that they were strained, but
what do doctors know?
Yeah, what do doctors know? What do doctors know? Also valid. Oh man. Yeah.
I think it's really important to talk about this stuff, and because it affects people in so many different ways, from personal relationships all the way to physical side effects. Like, there's a lot of things that can be a lot better if you want to live this way of life, if you can just talk to somebody about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey, you're good, man. You're good.
So we're still learning. I've never had 3 people on before, so this is exciting for me.
Yeah, there you go.
I always wanted to do something like this and have multiple people on. And you guys traded spots.
Did we?
Yeah. I don't know how you did it, but Jared's up here now. I'll drop you guys these photos so you guys can look at it.
My first time ever being on a 3-way Zoom call like this, I didn't realize that the camera was always on me, so I kept getting up to use the bathroom.
Oh jeez.
And then I get back, everybody's just like, "Why do you keep leaving?"
It's a video call, man. So who do we have? So I don't know if Jared, if you knew, but Justin Jeff brought me on to First Attachment.
I heard this morning, man. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the team.
I'm excited. You talked a good game with them, and that was exciting. And then I started really digging into them some more. And Doug Fouché talked about it a little bit. And
yeah, I
don't know, just everything started lining up. And then the whole military and bodybuilding aspect, I thought was just such a perfect. It was exactly what I was looking for.
I think you're a great fit for us, man. Like I said before.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, you did say you spoke that into existence. Look at you with all this positive talk. And then I remembered, I'm
looking at the shots. Holy shit.
Yeah, it lined up pretty well,
Yeah.
Now, I will say that this is probably my top criticism for you is I want to see you smile more.
I got you on that.
Because when you do this, when you're like duck face mean mugging, like
I don't know, I kind of like the duck.
I like it too, but you gotta do both. You gotta let me choose.
That's right.
I want to see if the definition in your face changes.
That's right. It's funny that you say that because Terrence Ruffin's a good friend of mine. We talk a little bit, and he helps me out a lot. One of the things he said he wanted me to work on was my facial expressions on stage. So
call me a posing coach then.
He was actually a posing coach back in 2017.
There you go.
Yeah.
I remember when Terrence was still in the Air Force is when I first stumbled upon him, and I remember always watching his videos in his car in uniform, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's really cool."
That's
I'm like,
great.
and it's and he's building muscle too. I'm like, I could be that guy. And then I think I started my bodybuilding journey is weird because I didn't have any of the original stuff up. I didn't see the magazines. I didn't watch the Jay Cutler videos, nothing. I didn't know who Ronnie Coleman was or anything until 2013, 2014. So when I stumbled upon everything, I stumbled upon everything. That was it. I watched every YouTube documentary out there within 2 years. And then I was like, oh my God, bodybuilding's awesome.
I think that's the same trajectory for everybody, whether it was with the magazines or, we're the internet age. So I did the same exact thing. I didn't know anything. I saw something about CT Fletcher, and then obviously CT Fletcher led me to Micro Shit, and then Micro Shit led me to Rich Piana, and the Rich Piana led me to the real bodybuilders.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Rich Piana was like that gateway drug.
Oh my God.
Good morning.
I'm probably older than all you guys. I had the magazines, so I started off with like Flex and Muscular Development, and then I read that Jay Cutler was 5'8", and that's when I said, "Holy shit, I'm 5'8". I could be a bodybuilder.
I could be Jay Cutler."
Funny because I did, I saw the Flex magazines and I would pick those up. So I worked at the commissary, on base, and I would pick those up every once in a while because I was playing football and I was like, okay, it talks about, building muscle and things like that. But the first time I ever knew what a pro card was I was on the bus riding home from a football practice, and it was a hard practice. So I was like, you know what, like this football shit's kind of hard, man. Like I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the NFL. So I just started looking up, different professional athletes, and I read about this IFBB PRO card thing, and I was like, I think I could do that instead.
I'm ignorant in the sense, so I didn't know anything about NPC or the IFBB until like my second year competing. All I know is that I wanted to be a bodybuilder, and I didn't know what that meant. I just knew that I wanted to do this and be good at it. And then, I kind of learned some stuff here at my local gym, and he said, okay, compete in the NPC here. And that's where I learned this stuff. People were giving me names of coaches. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is, man. Like, I didn't know who Patrick Tor was, 4 or 5 years ago. And now it's so funny that I kind of like it in the sense that I just started because I love weight training so much. And now now I feel like I'm behind the curve because I don't know anything.
You didn't do it like this is one thing that you'll hear people say it all the time. And of course, it's kind of a cliche, but you didn't do it for the clout. You know what I'm saying? You didn't do it to say that you did a show. You didn't do it to post it on social media or to brag to your friends. You did it because it was something that you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's a question for you. When you first start posting on social media, when you first start getting into the sport, and you're posting your progress pictures and posting all these things, did you see that transition where people thought it was more of you looking for just like the attention, but then they see the progress to where like, okay, this is this guy's life? Did you see that progression?
Oh my gosh, did I? Yeah. I mean, yeah, man, because like I was in high school, it's my senior year in high school, and people were just, they were just like, what is this weird ass kid doing, man? Why is he eating these stinky meals? Posting this stuff on, posting these pictures in his underwear on social media, all that kind of stuff like that. But I will say, where it came full circle for me was this past year, where I actually had a very nice girl now. She wasn't nice back then, but she messaged me on Facebook and she was like, "Yeah, like I see what you're doing. Like, you're looking amazing. Like you've been doing great. You proved us all wrong. Like you did what you said you were going to do." And then she was like, "Would you critique my physique?"
Hey, roast me.
I was like, okay.
It is definitely fun to kind of have those conversations with those people that want to give you the time of day in those days. It's kind of nice when that comes around.
like the ego in you wants to just be like, oh, like I'm a flex on you, I'm big now. But the heart, like that heart in you, that you've always had is just okay. Like send me your pics, let's see what you got.
Yep.
In the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, I probably wouldn't have dated me either. I get it.
You guys, so did you guys ever, Tom, do you get into coaching at all?
Yeah, I do lifestyle. I'm not good enough to prep anybody for stage. I don't want that responsibility. But if you want to get in really good shape, just, to impress your spouse or just, be healthier and better looking physically, I can help you with that. Yeah.
Right. Did you notice in both for you guys? I noticed it, which is comical. When I did my second show and I was actually lean and like, I was really proud of that package I brought. Did you guys immediately start getting messages after your first like contest, like pictures about like, oh my gosh, can you train me? Like, I need help losing weight. I need to get ready for a wedding. Like, is that just like the telltale sign of like every competitor?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I did a video about it.
Oh yeah.
Well, I did because just because you do a show doesn't mean you know anything.
That's true.
Like, and I said right in my video, I said, to the effect of I've done 6-7 shows. I don't know a fucking thing. I'm still learning. But what I do talk about, I'm comfortable talking about. But if I don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you I don't know the answer.
That's what qualities in being a good coach, it's just knowing your limitations and not trying to pull anything out of your ass. You see coaches all the time. Tom, you see that, Saunch, you guys see that the media where these guys, they'll do one show where they'll have, they'll hire one coach and they're just making up these crazy stories and they're trying to like make everything sound so scientific and everything. Yeah. You know how that is, man.
Absolutely. And then it really bothers me, actually. I mean, I guess you have to earn it with me. It's a standard I hold myself to. And I feel like if you want the title, like I didn't call myself a bodybuilder until I got on stage. Before that, I was just, an enthusiast. So, but that's just how I am. And I'm very big on, you need to earn it. You need to have that credibility. And that's what I respect.
I respect that too. All day. I mean, that's the biggest thing, you see people, I'm okay with people, being encouraged to themselves and things like that. When I see people say road to pro and stuff like that, I said it too. I was young, and I respect that. But the time where I start to get, where it's crazy is, I see these young kids who've never done a show before, I hate to use this example because this is actually a good dude, you know what I'm saying? But I think he was just kind of excited. He was posing with Sean Clarita and Derek Lunsford. Wow. And in his caption, he says, 2 Olympians and a future Olympia. And I was just like, dude, those are Mr. Olympias.
Yeah.
First off.
You messed it up.
Yeah, you gotta, I don't know. Again, I just feel like you gotta earn it.
Yeah, you gotta earn that. You know?
Yeah. I'm super grateful. Like, I'm not a pro, man. So I'm super grateful just for the fact that companies want to sponsor me. Like, it's great, but I still battle with that in my head. Like, okay, I need to make sure I do everything I can for these companies because I'm not a pro yet. I need to earn this.
To be completely honest with you, though, it's like to that effect, that's the same mentality pros have to have too. Like it's all about the value that we provide, right? It's not about the value that can be provided to us. So the thing is, if I'm going to go to a company and say I want X amount of dollars, I have to be able to show them why that's worth it to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as a pro, it's no different. You see these guys who are superstars, and they're like, oh man, I don't have to do this stuff. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. What happens is it eventually comes to light and then they go sponsor to sponsor to sponsor.
Yeah.
That they don't ever make any serious money, working with one company, they're just bouncing around. So Tom, like, we got to hold on to that, brother. Like, that's called being humble. We got that, that's a beautiful quality. I
don't like entitlement. Like, even with my kids, man, my kids know that if you want something, you need to earn it. Like, I'm not going to hand anything to you. Maybe that's the military in us, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
my dad was the commander of the Navy, so we're all. I can't say that I was, but I know a little bit about that discipline.
Your dad's a naval commander. I think you're pretty close.
It counts. Yeah, that's secondhand. Yeah, commander, that rubs off.
A little bit. See, it's funny because I love my dad to death, man. But like growing up, he was my commander. He wasn't really my dad.
Oh.
Yeah, he was my commanding officer.
Giving him a reporting statement when he tells you to come to kids.
I'm gonna say it like this: now that I'm an adult, there's more love.
Yeah.
There's more love now. It was hey, like, you better get your stuff together, man.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah,
man, appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, tough love,
It's nice. I'll say, just from my personal opinion, you probably have to edit this out because it's like cheesy, but being like,
don't edit.
Oh, great. 24 and being a pro, I really appreciate your character and kind of your humbleness and how you're taking all this stuff in, because you just see so many people with these attitudes that aren't even close to where you are, your level. And I see it online all the time. And these guys, again, they act so entitled, like, they're the next big fucking thing in bodybuilding, and they haven't earned anything. And here you are, a pro, taking third place at pro shows, and you can, talk to us like we're on the same level. So it's just, I appreciate that.
And I appreciate you guys. I mean, the truth of the matter is, I wasn't a popular kid. I like to tell this story a little bit, but I wasn't a popular kid, growing up. I was weird. I was always doing something different, and things like that.
You had bicep veins.
Like, I always felt like I was competing, to be liked and things like that. So, in becoming more popular and becoming, more successful, I've just learned that there's people, everybody wants to be happy, right? Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to feel like they're doing good, doing what they're doing, and things like that. So, I'm very lucky. I see it more of, I'm lucky and I'm blessed, I see it, there's a Stoic saying, I can't remember the exact saying word for word, but basically it just says, I'm lucky that this has happened to me. So good or bad, more fati, that's one of the Stoic, sayings,
More fati, yeah.
I love fate. I love fate. I actually have that tattoo now.
Really? Dang.
Yeah. But basically I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I didn't see, I wanted to be at this level. But I couldn't see it at 15 years old. I couldn't see it at 14 years old, crying on the back of the bus because I wasn't good enough to play on the football team, or, I was too small, or the kids made fun of me and said I was never going to make it, to be a professional athlete, and I just, that shit made me, it made me who I am, man.
Dude, when I first started this, I remember bringing my meals. It was my ex-wife to her, grandmother's. She straight laughed at me when I brought up my own food to eat. Like, I had zero support, dude. So yeah, we're in the same boat there. I know what it's like, and you just gotta, put your head down and grind,
man. And like the beautiful thing is, Tom, when you make it big, when you make it to, you made it, fucking dude, you're freaking TikTok famous now. So the thing is, you carry that humbleness, to that level where, there's gonna be young kids that wish that they could, get to that level on TikTok. There's gonna be bodybuilders, even like myself, who are still trying to get to that level, on social media and things like that. So the truth of the matter is, we're just going to hold that humbleness and just hopefully we can inspire a generation to think like us.
Yeah, for sure. It'll just help us so much, man.
Yeah, man.
I preach this stuff all the time. I'm just like, all we do is lift weights and eat chicken and rice, man. Like, ask us questions. We love talking about this stuff. I'll help you out.
That's right. As long as
one rule. If my headphones are on, don't bother me.
Yes.
Other than that, I'm all yours.
If the studios are on, no talking.
I got that one, and I got one more to add. I didn't know what trend was. I didn't know what test or any of this stuff was until I was 18, 19, 20 years old. So if you're not 18, 19, 20 years old, don't ask me about no damn trend.
Yeah.
Facts.
I get every trend question. It's like when I do a TikTok live, dude, every other line I'm seeing the word trend popping up. I don't know where that came from or why it's so popular, but it's annoying.
Isn't there a guy named like a TikTok guy? He's like Daddy Trend or something.
Yeah. There's this one guy. It's hilarious. His name is Trenbolone. So anytime I post something, he just says, "I helped here."
Credit.
It's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting topic to talk about, I still compete naturally, not because of, a choice, just because I don't know anything and I don't feel comfortable like making that switch,
Yeah, for sure.
But there's so many people that's the first thing they think about. It's like, okay, I need to get a coach, a training split, and I need to figure out where I need to get my stack. It's what?
I really wish people would start believing us that you're not going to take a bunch of drugs and wake up a bodybuilder. I really wish people would just believe that, because that's the way it is. It's just one piece of the puzzle.
Absolutely. One thing I like to add too, with in regards to my age, a lot of people look at me and they say, "Oh, like, he's so young. He probably did this, that, and the third to get to where he's at." But I'll say it like this, man. I trained for 10 years naturally. I started at 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? I trained for about 10 years naturally before I knew what something was.
Right.
So the thing is, I built that background so that whenever I made that switch, it was easy, It's at the point now where, I won't talk too much about it, but I don't have to do very much to see a lot of results, Yeah. I mean, you guys see it in show to show. I'm not rich, man. I don't got enough money for 10 IUs of GH. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of money. That's why Tom's over there doing the thirst talks.
Yeah.
Gotta make those bills.
I got no shame.
No. Money's money, That's something I think is fun, is like, I completely irrelevant, but like when I do videos talking about like women's bikini divisions, I feel like a clown. But every time I do a video like that, the outreach and the responses that I get from the athletes and from the fans is some of the largest I see on my channel. So although I feel like a dingus, a silly goose making these videos, people love it. And that's why I keep making those videos. Like when I see those comments, and I'm sure you guys can relate, like that, anywho, like that gives me like that drive to just keep doing this, to keep making videos and keep trying to figure out what the judges are judging in bikini, because I still don't know.
That's a hard one, bro.
It's a hard one.
I'm like, look good. She looks good. She looks good. And then she's got red hair. She's got blonde hair. She's got a slightly bigger butt. And the girl who I never even expect to win is the winner. I'm like, damn. I'm sorry. I couldn't know.
think I was
I
looking at
gotta
the
learn.
show.
I'm trying to learn women's physique because that's what
I
Jess
love
competes
women's
in.
physique.
See, yeah. So, but I'm trying to learn, what you're judged on and what they're looking for, because the more I know about that, the more I can help Jess when she's going through her stuff.
Yes.
I would say women, like in my opinion, women's physique is very comparable to classic physique in the posing, in the conditioning that they're looking for, everything. I mean, the truth of the matter is, one thing that I see, I love women's physique. I'll say that I do love that division a lot. They look like female classic physique competitors to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, still very ladylike, but just like classic.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's kind of what her and I talk about a lot is, it's very important to her to stay, feminine, whatever that means these days, but for her to, stay feminine and have, that appearance she looks for, but also have the muscle that she needs.
Absolutely. I actually took a look at Jess's profile earlier, man. She looks amazing, dude. I'm excited for her. Pittsburgh Pro, baby. Pittsburgh Pro.
Yeah, really excited for her. I'm going to be with her in Louisiana in 2 weeks. So she'll be down in Virginia Beach with us. We'll have a good time.
Okay, awesome. That's the optimum class in Louisiana, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
She keeps saying this one, she's not expecting too much, of course, is what she keeps saying. Like, of course, I want her to do well, but she's really focused on kind of using this to see where she is and then really dial it in for Louisiana. So I think that's her plan. So I think it's going to work out well for her.
Good plan. Pittsburgh's a great show to see where you stack.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, it's a stack.
Yeah. And one thing I got to mention too is the judges have been awesome with the feedback this year, man. They've been really, really good with the feedback. As soon as you walk off stage, they're there waiting for you, basically to tell you how everything's going. So shout out to the IFBB PRO judges. Shout out to y'all. Gotta get that plug in there. Make sure everybody sees this.
Yeah. Next show he's gonna be second.
That's right.
And he'll be smiling.
I would love to give that shout out to the NPC judges. Except
I'm qualified. Shoot. Any judges? Just want to give you a shout out. Love you guys. All of you. I
love you guys.
Yeah.
All of them.
Now I gotta go do the legwork and tag everybody. IFBB, just tag.
There's IFBB in the name. See, that's funny because that's a tactic I used when I was 17, 18. I was trying to grow my social media, so I was just like, "Oh, he's a pro. She's a pro." They'll tag all these.
Yeah.
It's actually been fun for me is people will tag me because they see bodybuilding in it, and I'm like, okay. And then I just add them to my Fan Friday list, and then I try to feature them, give them a shout out, and I think that's how I started figuring out who Jared was, is because he just started tagging me, and I was like, "Oh, who's this guy?"
There you go.
Here we are.
This is actually my second Instagram because my last one got hacked.
Oof. Oh man!
So I'm going through that whole rebuild phase on Instagram now. But TikTok, I'm getting some traction from them coming from there over to the Instagram now, so it's doing a lot better.
That's pretty cool. One thing I think I'm observing is that you can grow a TikTok quicker and it's more translatable to Instagram versus the other way around, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know how the algorithms work or whatever, but it seems like the exposure from TikTok is way different than how Instagram works.
I think so too.
Yeah, one of my posing videos got like 56,000 views, and I was like, it didn't even make sense to me. And people are like, "What are those quads?" And I was like, "Oh, thank you." Thank you. But I think 30% maybe followed. That's it. I'm like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if 1% of my views would follow me, I'd be stacked.
Yeah, 30% was a big jump. Yeah, maybe 1%.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, I was gonna say, with TikTok, I kind of had my apprehension towards TikTok at first. I was kind of like a boomer, man. I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do TikTok. I'm not gonna get on TikTok." I was like, it's negative and people are mean. But I'll say it like this, man. I posted a few videos from my shows and people were so nice, man. They're like, "Oh my God." One person was like, "I didn't know Ronnie Coleman was competing today." Oh my God. I was like, damn, y'all are nice, man.
I need to be honest. I got to put out there that video that kind of set off everything for me. My ex-girlfriend made, so I don't want to act like and take credit for that because she made it and I just put it on my thing. So that was all her. I want to give her the credit.
Salam alaikum. That's fun. I don't know how those guys do it 3 hours. That's just bonkers to me.
I gotta be honest with you. I feel like that flowed pretty quick, man.
Oh, way too quick. Yeah, way too quick.
I mean, other than when you hung up on me and it was super rude and hurt my feelings.
My bad, guys. Yeah, Zoom was like, no.
I love doing these, man. I love doing this is my
favorite.
Yeah, I love doing these.
This is by far my favorite stuff. One, less editing, so big plus for me. And when Tom first hopped on, I asked him like, "Oh, what kind of gym do you go to?" Because like I go to a 24-hour. I don't know anyone. I don't talk to anyone. I have a massive 3X hoodie on with my Beats on top of it, so people know. Because like training is training for me, but at the same time, like I would love to make some friends. Like, not to lie, like that would be cool.
Yeah.
So you gotta you gotta tell them, hey, like I like you can't tell me to report on bodybuilding because then it'll be about that, you know. You just,
I don't think I've ever come across like that. Yeah. Usually because like I have a big backpack with all my patches and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, it's a cool bag." I'm like, "Yeah, it is a cool bag." And it usually goes that route.
Man, as soon as like the kids in your gym realize that like what your YouTube channel is, they're gonna be like, "Yo, can I do a video? Can I be in a video?"
People are gonna walk by. "Yo, what's up? It's me. It's Sog."
Yeah, facts. They're gonna be like, "Yo, like it's me." Like people will walk up to you when you're just working out by yourself, and people go, "Oh yeah, we're just getting a workout in right now."
Quick session with the man here at BNN.
That's right.
Stay tuned tonight for our exclusive interview on my road to pro.
That's right. That's it right there.
Meanwhile, I'm just like, well, I don't hurt.
Man, I love the kids. Don't get me wrong, man. I love them, but they're very extroverted these days, man. They're not afraid to say anything or do anything.
I love it, man. All the people in my gym are wearing my shirts. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that too. You know, they've been tagging me, you know, in their pictures in the gym, and I'll send them a voice message and everything, like, "Yo, like, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you."
Yes. It's crazy, right? Like, I don't know. It's crazy to me.
It's like you're just a guy, but they're spending their money on supporting you. Like,
yeah, that's what blew my mind. It's funny because I dropped T-shirts before, and people have bought them and supported them. Every time it's more than I expect, but these Boston Pro shirts I'm actually wearing right now. Every time I go in the gym now, there's like a kid wearing it. I was just like, oh my gosh, like these kids, like they're really supporting me, man. Like 10 years ago, if you told me that people were going to be wearing my T-shirt at the gym, I would have said, okay, yeah, well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm gonna make it to the NFL too, right?
Yeah.
It's mind blowing to me. When we were in Michigan, people wanted to take their picture with me, and it's like, I'm with fucking Joe
cool.
Seaman and Rivas. Like, why do you want to take a picture with me, dude? How about we get it in with them so it matters?
Yeah, so you have something to tag.
I'm just like, I've been very fortunate enough to spend time with some, you could say high up people in the industry, Nick Walker, Sean, Corita. I got to see Brett again this past weekend and things like that. And what you realize is that no matter how high up, what we were talking about before, what we were talking about even before is just, they're just so easygoing and charismatic that, people see that you're even associated with them and they see where you're going, your trajectory. I mean, you're impressive by yourself, Tom. You're a freaking super heavyweight dog.
Yeah, you can't even fit in the screen.
Yeah.
With all that being said, man, people love the energy and they love the passion and they see how serious we take this. So to them, it's like meeting a celebrity. It's like meeting, somebody big. So every time I go to these events now, I got a little bit, I got my head up, I'm all happy, I'm excited for it.
Sure.
I take every interaction, as personally as I possibly can and realize that, I've inspired this person in some way to the point where they feel like they want to take a picture with me.
But before I forget, I met Sean Cleared a couple times actually. He was at the Vermont show. That when he's actually, I think the reason I won the overall is because he taught me how to squeeze my glutes.
That's right.
But, he's a really good dude, man. I like Sean a lot. I saw him at Nationals. He remembered me. Like I have nothing but good stuff to say about that dude.
Literally dude, I've been doing chest flies for, like I said, over 10 years now. He was the one that taught me how to do it right this past July.
Isn't that crazy?
How do you do it right? I need to know this.
So, I used to I don't know, I used to kind of just have my arms straight like that. But Sean told me, to load the chest, to bring it like that, and then kind of keep that chest loaded the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, my chest always collapses on the decentric.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the way I instruct it,
to keep it loaded, that whole time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bring my hands as close, but now, I bring my hands, out and then a little bit closer in so I can keep that chest loaded all the way out to the outsides.
When I instruct my guys and when I do it on the videos and stuff, I always say, pop it out like Superman. Just keep it popped out like Superman and then hug a tree. And
That's
as soon
right.
as I kind of visualize it, it really helps them kind of keep that.
I'll say it like that too, man. Like that, being able to do flies right changes your chest like development so much. Oh
Absolutely.
My God.
Just developing that mind muscle connection from these little tweaks will change your body tremendously, man. It's nuts.
It truly is, man.
I guess I'm training chest today.
I'm like, damn, I gotta change chest tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, and this is what's really cool. And honestly, I think it's why I love doing this so much is people don't understand. I've never met a pro. I've never been to an IFBB or an NPC show. Like, I mean, I'm literally just sitting here. I compete naturally sometimes, and I'm a kid in the cookie store right now. Like every time I have athletes on, it's just a plethora, a wealth of knowledge. And then I get pros coming on. Like that's bonkers. When I think it was Jason Lowe, when Jason Lowe came on, I think he was my first pro. I was like shaking. I was just like, this is so cool. Because like I'm the fan in the comment section. Like I'm you guys watching right now. So
I got a good quick story about Guy Cisternino.
Oh, let's hear it.
Awesome dude. So my very first show, I was a light heavy. Like I'm looking at those pictures and they're embarrassing. But it was like I won novice or whatever, and we ended up going to this restaurant after, and he was there. And he just sat down at my table. We just started eating and hanging out. And I ended up, we talked a lot. It was a really good time. But he was with a couple of bikini girls. So we ended up just going back to his hotel room with these bikini girls. And one of them had Oreo balls. So we just bullshitted and ate like Oreo balls for the next 3 hours. Wow. Yeah, he's a great dude, man. I had a good time with him. And like I can message him now and he still remembers me. It's great. I haven't, to this date anyway, I haven't met a pro, especially at that level, that has ever been, an asshole or anything. Everybody's been really great.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think you make it to be that, you have to be an ambassador of the sport, like you talked about before, Tom. And I don't think you get to make it to be to that level if you're not a good ambassador,
Yeah, I agree for sure.
The community, they weed you out.
Yeah,
you better believe they will.
Yeah, even Jared. I mean, you helped me out a couple times now. Where like, I'll meet a new pro and you'll be like, hey, maybe not. And I'm like, okay, like, I appreciate it. You never know, man. Like, you never know. Yeah. So
the biggest thing is, you can like, I want people to, take the time to meet everybody and to hear everybody out, and, see how they are. But if I had a really bad experience with somebody, I'll tell you that too.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey man, I'm not gonna hate on you, but
so this is how I experienced it. And it's like, okay, well I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Man, I love being
This is my first podcast. This is the shit because I'm usually doing TikTok lives talking to myself. So this is nuts.
Well, that's funny because like I did a YouTube live and I actually just talked to myself because nobody actually showed up. So at least you had comments.
Dude, I have everything from I love you so much to are you trans?
Are you trans? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I get better placings or no?
Yeah, exactly.
My wife would smack me if she heard me say that.
I think it's cool. Like, I don't know. It's cool that we can. Everybody's so used to it. It's not even an issue anymore. Like, all right, you're trans, whatever. You know what I mean?
Whatever.
Like,
cool.
It doesn't matter. Like, all of it. I kind of like it to that point. I'm in Vermont, so I'm super used to all that stuff anyway. But I just like everybody's kind of like getting used to it. It's like, dude, let them live their life. It's stop.
Yeah.
That's true. It's the
same thing with the race stuff. I'm glad that like, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of past that. Just like, it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm super white, so I don't know if I can talk too much on it, but
I have a mix because I grew up outside of Philly, but now I'm in like redneck Vermont. So I have the balance.
My first time going to, or not my first time, but like I went to Tennessee not too long ago. And, you know, I was kind of like, okay, you know, how's Tennessee going to be? You know, you hear all the stories about the South, because I lived in the South my whole life, you know, and I've seen everything. I've seen good, I've seen bad, whatever the case might be. But I was in Tennessee and everybody was just like, hey, like, what NFL football team do you play for? That's all they asked me. They look me. So it's me and my fiance. I'm in an interracial relationship. They look us up and down, like, what team do you play for?
Right. Go to just.
That's when it's like, wait, is that racist? It was a compliment, but wait, is that?
I don't know how I feel about this.
Is that?
He thinks I'm a pro. I am a pro, but
I'm so
I don't make that much money. Yeah.
That's fun. I never actually thought about it that way. Like when you're stereotyped in a very positive way.
In a positive way.
There's a class I taught a leadership course for a very short time in the Army, and one of our classes was talking about how racism and prejudice was the course, and it talked about like how you have and I don't want to get on a soapbox, but like you can say like, oh, Asians are good at math. It's like it's still racist, but it's, you know, some people don't take offense to it.
That's true.
Or like, oh, you must be good at basketball. Like obviously. You know, obviously that's not good, but at the same time it's like I am good at basketball, but I'm watching you.
Oh man,
I like the way you articulate it way better than I did.
Taught it, so yeah, words.
It works both ways too. You know, being a black dude, a young black dude, muscles, tattoos, whatever. You know, I see these little old ladies, and I'm just like, oh, this one was gonna judge the shit out of me. You're just like, oh, you're pretty handsome, aren't you? Something like that.
And you're just like, oh, wow. Cool. Not the way I thought that was going to
go. I was like, well, thank you.
Like, I'm offended you're surprised, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's pretty cool, especially, I mean, in the sport, there's everybody. It's pretty cool. I mean, well, I take that back. I haven't met any trans bodybuilders yet, but as far as like all the different races and all the different countries, just everything coming together, I think it's pretty cool.
My first, like ever, I guess you could say interacting with somebody who's transgender, I actually did this, I have a lion tattoo on my shoulder, and like, I like he kind of talked about, you know, he talked about, you know, the transition a little bit and little things like that, you know, and I feel like that was the first time where I realized, you know, transgender people are just like me and you know, that I hate that we have to realize things like that, but I realized it in there, and I was like, you know what, this is awesome. You know, I'm happy for him. I'm gonna support him in what he does, because this tattoo is dope as hell.
Yeah. Like, and I don't want to get on my soapbox either, but the quick story is like, I've just seen so much bad shit in my life. I just want people to be happy. Like, if that means being trans or being whatever, like, I'm totally good with it. As long as you're like a good person and we can hang out and have fun, that's what I care about. Do whatever you want.
I love it. I love it. I'm the same way.
It's way too short, man.
That's right. I don't judge people for very much of anything these days.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. It depends. There's some moral things.
Yeah. Well, if you don't hop on the internet, like half the stuff you don't even notice. So
yeah, exactly.
Oh man, as soon as I stopped, like, because I was born. I was born Republican. No, I was raised Republican. I was born. I pissed red. But yeah, so I've always been Republican, and then I met my wife, and at the time she was super libertarian or super liberal, like Republican or Democrat, and then she just started like asking me like why I think these ways, like, or why do I believe these things? I'm like, I don't really know. And then she just started breaking things down, and then, you know, now I'm not political at all. I'm barely religious. Like, I'm just like, nothing makes sense anymore, and like, why should I get frustrated about it? Like,
yeah, right, though.
It's been ever since I did that, and I stepped away from politics, and you know, God is good, obviously, but you know,
I don't want to lose friends because of their political views. Like, whatever you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to shun you. Life is way too short.
Here's your plug. What are you drinking right now?
Well, sir, I got my first attachment pre.
Okay.
I got it. I got all my stuff right here.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
The field rations.
Yeah, there we go. Wow, such nice looking labeling. Wow.
Yeah, dude, First Attachment's the shit. They really are. I feel like First Attachment is one of those supplement companies that people have to work years to kind of find a good company to work for. Mm-hmm. And I somehow got into it and got lucky. It's incredible.
I will say this, something I've struggled with my whole life is understanding the difference between price and value. And even like now, as I'm waiting for First Attachment to come out with a protein powder, I was still on Amazon. Like, okay, what do I want to get? What's the cheapest? I'm thinking like, it shouldn't matter what's the cheapest. It's like, what's the best? Like, what has the best reputation, blendability, you know, what has the certifications and all that stuff to go with it.
I mean, it's simple. It's what's going to serve its purpose. I mean, if you're drinking protein and you're going to the bathroom and it's all coming out, your body's not using it.
Yeah, probably not good.
Yeah, it's if your body's not using it, you kind of defeat the purpose.
That's what I tell my young clients all the time, man. It's always, you know, shake here, shake here, shake here. I'm like, I'm not against shakes, but how much of that are you actually digesting?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good question because Hunter Labrada, he vouched. I don't know if it was a marketing thing or not, but he vouched for like half of his meals coming into the Olympia were liquid meals. So
he also owns a supplement company.
Yeah, that's why I started with like, I don't know if it was a marketing thing, but
you know what? I can speak to protein powders, and Patrick has me using more powder than I would have expected. Yeah. So I use protein powder meal number 1 before bed, pre and post. So I eat 6 meals, and then I have the shakes before and after that are whey.
Yeah, I think that's very important, though. You eat 6 whole meals, and you have it's not shakes instead of the meals.
No, it's on top.
Yeah,
Jared read my mind.
Yeah.
So 6, okay, 4 of them are shakes. Okay, wow.
Yeah, on my training days, yeah.
But yeah, man.
Yeah. I don't. My pre and post workout shakes don't count as meals. Those are just my pre and post workout shakes.
Right. Okay.
It's that super heavy life. I got to get them calories in.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ate like me, you'd shrink.
Yeah, probably, man.
I'm getting better though. Like I'm taking it serious. You know, I think I'm up to like 4 or 5 meals, chicken and rice. So,
dude, I say it all the time on my videos. Like, I don't have any talent. I just have discipline. You know what I mean? Like, I work hard and I do what I'm supposed to do. Anybody can do this. You really can. You just have to put the work in.
Right.
I don't have
discipline and consistency over a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Just be stubborn and do your work.
Man, body is about being stubborn. You know how many people told me that? So it was funny because when I was kind of struggling to turn pro for a little while. Right, and I say that, you know, with the greatest amount of context, because I understand that there's people that have been trying to turn pro for a decade, and I do have respect to, you know, their efforts and everything they did. But it took me about 4 years, or about 3 or 4 years, to turn pro. You know, from the first time I got shot. In 2017, I got, you know, dead last. In 2018, I managed to crack 14th at the Nationals. In 2019, I was able to get my first top 10s, you know, at North Americans and at Nationals, and then so on and so forth. But you know, people would always say, you know, why don't you just take a year off? Why don't you just take a year off? I was just so stubborn, man. I just wouldn't do it.
I don't know what that means.
Exactly. I didn't take a year off, and then I got my pro card without taking a year off. So I was stubborn as hell, man. But that's how I got to where I'm at now, just stubborn.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
exactly
we can do a whole nother podcast on it about just how the mental health aspect, about how the gym just helps you. I mean, the gym has gotten me through really shitty years of my life. And it's nice to have that escape.
That's why I got into bodybuilding, like through a breakup, and then, you know, like edging towards suicide when I was like 19. So yeah, dude, that's the first time I ever touched weights, really.
I owe my overall to a really hard breakup.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, that's gotta be like half the people's story. Is like weightlifting literally saved their lives.
Breakups make bodybuilders.
Man,
breakups make bodybuilders. Oh, that's a shirt, man. That's a shirt. Breakups make bodybuilders.
That's what I want to say. Like, I try to explain. I'm like, this isn't happiness. This was 4 years of like pain I went through. Like, I was not a happy person the last few years. I was just stubborn.
Yeah, I was depressed, man. A lot of times I was depressed. I felt like, you know, I was kind of wasting my time. I wasn't really doing anything important. you know. But my fiance, you know, I was very grateful. Luckily, there was no breakup there. With that being said, you know, my fiance Stacy, you know, she's believed in me and supported me since we met each other. Like, she's the reason why I came back to bodybuilding. I don't talk about it often, but I was gonna quit bodybuilding after 2017 when I got dead last. I was gonna quit. I was gonna stop bodybuilding. I took 6 months of basically not doing anything, and then she, you know, I talked to her and she was like, "Why don't you bodybuild anymore? Like, why don't you do it?" And I was just like, "I don't know. And I don't want to go through that anymore. I don't want to go through everything." And then, you know, I would look back at, you know, everything, and I realized, you know, I accomplished a lot. I was 20 years old at the time, you know, and I realized that I accomplished a lot. So she talked me into, you know, we kind of talked about it, and I kind of said, you know what, I'm gonna do one more show. I'm gonna do one more show just to see what happens. You know, basically natural, you know, not on anything too crazy, little pro hormones here and there. And I was able to win my first overall, you know, right after taking 6 months of not doing anything. So I was okay, I think I need to take this more seriously.
That's so cool. I didn't see. I kind of had the opposite. So I always loved bodybuilding. I was going to do my first show when I was 21. I was in Germany, but my ex-wife, now at the time we weren't married, basically was like, "You can either bodybuild or marry me." So I had to quit.
Oh, wow.
And by 13 years into it, you know, I'm drinking all the time. I'm tubby. I feel like crap. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this, man. I'm gonna live how I want to live. And you know, we got divorced, and now life's pretty fucking awesome. I mean, I'm not saying she's awful. Like, we get along great. She's a great mother. I'm just saying the way our lives were trajected.
Yep.
I'm very happy now.
That's right.
Yeah, it all works out.
Yeah,
man, I would love to do, like, we should definitely do it, like a mental health talk, you know, or at least, you know, from where we can speak, and I can talk about our own personal experiences and what we know and things like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll schedule it, like, because I want to do this at least once a week. So
yeah, I'm totally good. I think I've done some suffering in my day, I guess. We can talk about. I've had some pretty dark days, so I think it could be beneficial for people to hear kind of some of that stuff. And it sounds like, Jared, you dealt with that. It's like you too, man. Suicide, that's a big deal. People want to hear about that, and I think people are embarrassed to talk about it.
I'm an open book. People just don't ask the right questions.
Yeah,
I ask the questions.
Yeah, I think Jared, that's a good idea, dude. I think it would help out a lot of people.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you on the way to the gym, Tom?
Yeah, I got to hit back, man. I got some clients tonight too.
All right, man. Jared, we look forward to you know, whenever you talk about that blood work. Super stoked. You know, as a fan, I'm super stoked to hear about it. And on the media side, I know everyone else is excited to hear what you're going to be doing. Tom, you know, nail it with your coach, and then once you guys figure out when you guys want to do, or what you want to do and when you want to do it, you know, we look forward to you hopefully announcing it here live someday.
Hey, that sounds good to me.
And then and I guess the ball's in my corner now. I got to pick a show. So
yeah, you better get it.
I've been wanting to for over a year now. So yeah,
that means it's time, brother. It means it's time to make a plan.
Yeah. Make my NPC debut.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody always asks, you know, when should I compete? When's the right time? Just go, do it right now.
It's never the right time. Just do it. Yeah. Set a baseline, make improvements.
And then once you do it once, you'll be like, fuck, I'm addicted to this. I'm going to get better. Let's do it again.
Yep.
Right. One thing that I wanted to add on to that, man, luckily, you know, my last show was a Pro AM, so I got to see the amateurs compete. And the week before that, I was coaching one of my clients who's also an amateur. And, you know, I'll say it like this, man, you know, everybody starts at such a different, you know, so many different paths, you know, so many different starting points, I should say, so many different starting points. And the truth of the matter is, you know, in the NPC, you know, there's people that have been bodybuilding for a very long time. There's people that have, you know, just got started, people that, you know, are all different walks. But the truth of the matter is, you're not going to stand out. You know, you're not going to look like you don't belong, you know?
Yeah. No one's going to know.
You know what? I'll do an Instagram post later tonight of like my first show compared to where I am now. So I don't want to tag you guys in it. And I'll be like, look, you want to see embarrassing? Just start. Just start somewhere.
Get started.
And I'll just post a picture of me now and be like, what's up?
Exactly. Tom, I would have beat your ass at that show.
No, it's funny because, you know, you post your pictures now, and 5-6 years from now, there's going to be all these people that say, oh, yeah, I beat a pro. I beat a pro back in my day when I competed.
Because I see it now, like that the dude who beat me in my first show with you overall, like, and I don't like mean to sound arrogant or anything, but like I kind of surpassed him in my bodybuilding career at this point. And we talk to him, and it's great that he's like, dude, I'm watching you. Like, it's pretty awesome what you're doing. Like, shit like that means so much to me. That's crazy. Like, I love this stuff. I'm done.
It's funny because, you know, the industry just gets, like, the better you get and the more, you know, the more established you get with yourself, with your brand, with your community, the industry just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Gets smaller, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right, guys, I got to go. And Jared, me as a fan, I look forward to training with you in Virginia. So I think it's going to be awesome.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, I got to go. I'll see you guys.
All right, Thomas, take care. Very cool. I was happy to meet him.
Yeah, he's a great dude, man. I'm glad he was on here too.
Yeah.
So you're a part of the family now, man. First attachment.
Yeah, I'm excited. This one's the first one that feels right, you know, coming into the conversation with the owners, and it's like they actually laid out, like, not like, oh, we need you to do X number of posts, but like, hey, like, you're going to make a good fit here, and this is why. And like, we're going to empower you to be successful and be happy because we believe that you fit here. And it wasn't just like a marketing piece. It was like a family piece. Like when he said that he's going to add me to the team, it was either the family chat or the team chat. And I was like, oh, wow, that's not what I was expecting. Like, yeah, all of us were in a chat together. I'm like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, man. We got a great community. And like I said, you're already a perfect fit. So you're just going to keep proving that each time, you know, each time we talk, you know. But it's awesome, brother, man. One thing I'll say, you know, is I'm just so excited about the growth and the trajectory that, you know, that Jeff and Justin are reaching out for and trying to reach, man. You know, I've been lucky enough to be on the phone with Jeff a few times now, and every single time we talk, he's like telling me something new, telling me something, you know, in addition to what we were already talking about before. So it's exciting.
Oh yeah, yeah. All the sneak peek products he was talking about, I was like, that's so crazy for like how aggressive they're going to be coming out with stuff and how complete the lineup is going to be.
We have the potential to really change the game, brother. I'll say it like that.
The integrity's there with the products and the staff. The people are genuine. And again, coming back to like that quality versus price, like this isn't going to be Walmart prices, but it's still very competitive in pricing, and the quality and the videos next to the products. Like, who does that? Who makes YouTube videos, full-length YouTube videos explaining each product, why each ingredient's in there?
That's right.
Like, game changer.
Man, I'm too excited, brother. I'm too excited.
I'm excited. I'm gonna try that peacock chest movement today. I'm gonna walk out of there just like.
I love to do incline, so that's my personal preference. Whether you set up a bench or if you have like an incline chest flat machine. Those are my absolute favorites. Yeah. Staple. I make all my clients do them.
Okay. I think I like incline because like with my bad shoulder already, I have a bad shoulder. I don't feel like this shoulder, the range of motion is different. So like I have to look in the mirror, and the only time I can look in the mirror is when I do incline movements.
Hey, so, I think it'll be a good shot, brother.
I'll give it a try.
Awesome,
all right, man.
Brother. Well, happy to you.
Do what?
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
oh shit, that is, yeah.
Right. I'm gonna have a taco. Don't tell nobody. I'm gonna have a taco.
No, I mean I'm pretty serious right now. Like I've been doing, I think I said 4 or 5 meals, but yeah, I'm doing 4 or 5 meals of chicken, and I've got a bunch of protein tubs coming in from unnamed company, and you know, that's gonna help me until, you know, we can figure out, you know, when first attachment's gonna launch. So yeah. I'm getting at it. I got to get to a baseline, though. I got to cut the weight and see where we're at, because I know I put on muscle, but I just haven't seen the muscle.
I see what you're talking about, brother. You got it, man. And if you ever need any help with any of that, you got a whole team now. I got a whole
team, a lot of options for coaches, so I'm excited. So future's going to be bright.
Man, this was a great talk, brother. I appreciate you having me on.
It was fun. This is a fun, like, first 3-way. And then there's going to be a lot more to come. We have so many different, I know Tom's going to co-host quite a few of them, but, you know, I think we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to bring on different people almost every week now. So
awesome.
I know everyone that likes these long format videos they listen to when they do their cardio. I know they're gonna love these, so I'm stoked.
Pretty excited, brother. Awesome, man. We'll be in touch very soon.
Yeah. And then you have gym pin, first attachment,
Chulaware.
So I'll put everybody's affiliate companies and sponsors in the description. Obviously, first attachment, all three, baby, the trifecta. Check them out. But Jared and Tom, and Tom's gone now, but Jared, man, genuinely as a fan, I appreciate you stopping on. It's always fun to talk to you. So now we've done 2, so now we're just gonna be just shooting it.
Let's get it, man. I'm excited.
Right, take care, say hi to the family, and we'll see you soon.
All right, brother. Yes, sir.
All right, see you guys.